Hello guys, this is Muramasa from Muramasa Gaming, and I'm coming to you with a couple of replays that happened fairly recently. So this video may be between 10 to 15 minutes long, but we're going to start here with Wolf Dark, and we're going to try and discuss what's going on here. I'm going to pause at the beginning of each duel, go over my current hand and whatnot. Alright, so here we more or less brick for an opening start for our hand. Sure, we can set the lightning storm, but I kind of don't want to bait his own lightning storm to destroy it. But basically we have nothing that we can truly get any value out on by going first. So here we got we're basically getting a lot of value off of this maxi. And with the opponent playing Cyverse, they basically have no choice but to basically give you at least 3 to 4 cards. Here I could have waited for one more summon for Nibiru, but I kind of wanted to end the main portion of his combo, and he basically raged the moment that Nibiru came out. And I mean, he probably didn't have anything left to muster up a secondary combo. But next we're going to go here with the Mane. In this one I go second, but that's neither here nor there. Hand's still got to be a lot better than the last duel that we just witnessed. I would hope, at least. Alright, here we've got a pretty decent hand. We got our starter, but it requires our opponent to have more monsters than us to get any value out of it. But even if we can't use the effect itself, we still have our Rebellion and our Ambitious here. We got Nibiru and 3 visits, so we're pretty set for our turn. Here we got somebody playing Atlanteans. In this duel here, I was kind of hoping that I would have had a Max C, but can't always have what you want in this game. Here I kind of jumped the gun on the Nibiru, but he still has 5 cards in his hand, but I believe that he's already used his normal summon. So he went to come up with Neptibus, this guy here, or this girl, this guy, Prince. But basically auto-surrendered the moment that he did. But yeah, Nibiru basically won 2 games back to back. Like, both of these, they're like, sure, there's almost a 30-minute gap here, but it is what it is. The fact that 2 games that Nibiru came out back to back, that they just surrendered, kinda leads you to believe that not only is Nibiru really good, and I only have 2 copies in this deck. I do want a 3rd one, but I kinda don't have the room for him currently. And for our last replay here, we're going to let it play out with this guy here named Playmaker. And as his name suggests, he plays a pretty decent combo. Alright, so right here we got a pretty decent hand. We've got Rebellion. I know his name's Rebellious, but bear with me. Like, there's going to be times I just call him Red. We got a Tinky to search out our main starter. We got Lightning Storm. We've got Burrowing of Arrows, and we also got a Droplet. So this hand is actually pretty solid in most games. This is not one of those games where this is a very solid hand. You'll see why here momentarily. Here, he's playing one of the newer archetypes that came to the game. I'm just going to basically call this your Alchemist Analyzers. But he's going to do this really nice combo based on this one normal summon. And after this, I will show both this guy's deck and my deck, just so we can see the full extent of everything. Just keep in mind that my extra deck is kind of trash, because I just don't care for the extra deck with this deck at least. So we're going to let this play out, and I'm going to do it without audio well, not audio, but commentary, so you can witness it. I will pop in briefly. Alright, here's his first negate. There's the second one with Appaloosa. There's another negate, I believe. I believe he's a negate. There's a negate. Alright, so let's pause here and go over what he has. So he has Appaloosa. So he can basically negate monsters. And this is not once per turn, unfortunately. But he can only do it 3 times because it has to lose 800 attack. And it can only negate monsters, so he has Appaloosa for 3 monster effects. He has this one to negate, is basically just an Omni negate. He's got this one here for spells and traps. He's got another one for spells and traps. Well, basically another Omni negate. So he's got 2 Omni negates and 1 spell and trap, and then 3 monsters. And as you can tell, he's gonna have to go through 4 cards in our hand before we can ever do anything. So let's play this. All right. So off the draw, we get 3 visits. So that actually helps us a little bit. Alright, so I do this basically to bait out any other negates, but he chooses to use Masquerena. Get an access code. This is a pretty beefy access. With 6,300 attack. So I do Masterful to basically compulse the access. Go Dragon Lord. Search for this guy. And then he surrenders before I could get Ambitious out because he knew I was going to take his Synchro and summon it in my side of the field in defense mode. And then I would have said negate if I really needed it. Alright, so we're going to start with Playmaker's deck here. So I'm going to go slow and let you guys read it just a little bit.